As the UK activist Tommy Robinson is still on the run, it now appears in the aftermath that Tommy Robinson might be the perpetrator rather than the victim. Hi there, and thank you to everybody for joining me in yet another video back at the channel that just gone viral. If you're new here, we'd like to cover crime and news, give analysis, and also bring you information that sometimes the mainstream media won't always tell you. So please like, share, comment and subscribe, and let's get straight into the video. On the evening of Monday, July the 28th, 2025, British Transport Police, otherwise known as BTP, were called to St Pancras Station following reports of an assault. Footage shared on social media platforms and on the internet showed Tommy Robinson, whose real name is Stephen Yaxley Lennon, pacing near a man motionless on the floor. In the video, Tommy Robinson can be heard saying, "He came at me," suggesting self-defence. But since the incident, the victim was then taken to a major trauma centre with serious but non-life-threatening injuries. He has since been discharged from the hospital. But the reports from the witnesses and paramedics at the scene described blood on the floor and the use of a blood transfusion bag for the victim. This suggests a significant injury, with the possibility, now looking back, that a weapon could have been used. The reason that I say a weapon could have been used is because the injuries to the man and the pool of blood on the floor do not represent a punch. Even if he'd landed on the floor and split his head open, there would have been splats of blood on the floor, going outwards from where he landed, not just a pool on the floor. This injury would reflect being hit with a weapon or an object, such as a knuckle duster or a kosh. But Tommy has hit back, stating that this was self-defence. Yet many people on social media platforms, such as Dan Wooten and other fans of Tommy Robinson, have been far too quick to jump to his defence, stating it is self-defence, when still the full CCTV footage has not been released. This is exactly in the same case as the Manchester airport attacks. This was the case where the two Asian men attacked several police officers, and the video went viral of the police officers then attacking the men. It only transpired later on, when the video footage was released in full, that it was actually the two Asian men that were responsible for starting the fight in the first place, which is why now they are on trial. Tommy Robinson took to social media to share a picture of a cut on his forehead only hours later, which he claimed in a video jokingly was from a fight with a door. However, a witness told newspapers that they saw Tommy Robinson arguing with the man before punching him. But the cut on Tommy Robinson's forehead shown in the picture appears to be far too clean and far too straight to have been caused in a fight. If so, what was used to cut Tommy Robinson's head? Because from my own personal opinion, this looks like someone who's cut their own forehead with a razor blade. Although this might sound a bit perplexed and a bit far-reaching, the reason I say these comments is because anybody who has witnessed someone have a head injury of either minor or small will realise how much bleeding actually occurs, and nowhere in the video footage does Tommy Robinson seem to have any blood pouring down his face. The media and Tommy Robinson's friends also reported that Tommy Robinson left in the early hours of the morning on a plane flight for a family holiday. Yet when I spoke to somebody else the other day, they raised a very valid point of what I already knew already, which is that plane flights don't occur anymore after 12 PM at midnight. So whose plane was Tommy Robinson on, and where did he go to? Because there's only been rumours and speculation that he's gone to Tenerife, and anybody could say this just to disguise where Tommy Robinson actually was. But as we look at Tommy Robinson's departure and whereabouts, who is also known as Stephen Yaxley Lennon, as in John Lennon after the Jewish Beatles, this will become a bit more clear further down the video. The 42-year-old man, who is a suspect in the assault, boarded a flight out of the country in the early hours of Tuesday morning. The only problem and discrepancy would be is that most people will be familiar that flights do not run after 12 PM midnight. This means that he would not have boarded a commercial plane, but maybe a private one. And would you have taken a private jet just to go to Tenerife? This is besides the point that Tenerife is also classed as a Spanish country and also has a treaty with the UK to extradite criminals or people who are wanted as part of an investigation. So the question is why is Tommy Robinson being allowed to be a free man and go on holiday with his family? He would have been held and detained by the police while investigations go on and find out the extent and damage caused to the other man. The multiple news outlets, citing local media reports and a British tourist social media video, have stated that Tommy Robinson landed in Tenerife, Spain, but the videos appear to show him boarding an airport shuttle and going through security, yet this video footage is from a distance and not been clarified. Therefore, it is unclear to say whether Tommy Robinson did go to Tenerife or not. Fans, Tommy Robinson supporters and mainstream media have claimed that no flights run from St Pancras after midnight, but this is irrelevant as St Pancras is a train station. Yet as I stated already in the video, even if he had gone to Tenerife, he would have been extradited straight away, or not made the flight at all. He'd seriously injured and assaulted someone, causing a head wound and bleeding. Do you honestly think on God's earth that the police would just allow you to go on your holiday still? You have to be realistic and get real. After reporting on certain individuals, their behaviour, crime and conduct, it seems very apparent that there seems to be a familiar pattern with these influencers and activists. The other question you have to ask yourself is, how does an activist earn their money? If they're so busy being an activist, how do they pay their bills? But then again, I suppose that's where the allegation against Tommy Robinson of being paid £8,000 a month by Israel comes from. The other three things that the people investigated all have in common are as the following. We looked at HS Tiki-Toki. He'd assaulted someone and had a fight in Zante, only to get on a plane the same as Tommy Robinson and flee to Marbella. Yet we know that Marbella also has an extradition treaty with the UK. HS Tiki-Toki is also wanted by Essex Police since last year for crashing a £220,000 McLaren. But it seems he's free to do a 4-month tour of Marbella and also vlog every single day, even though Essex Police don't know where he is. HS Tiki-Toki, who gives his name as Harrison Sullivan, yet his real name is Jay Cartwright, was involved in a fight and a scrap in Magaluf. After hitting a lad 10 times in the face and kicking him, it seems that maybe this was staged and a publicity event, as the guy who then took to social media who was attacked seemed to have no marks or bruises on his face. But also in this case, after several punches and also kicks, HS Tiki-Toki claimed self-defence. This might be to do with the fact that when giving an interview, HS Tiki-Toki said that he was untouchable and also referred to having to speak to his Jewish lawyers. Yet he has failed to explain, even to this date, why he also, like Tommy Robinson, had to jump on a plane and flee the country. This is very similar to the auditor on YouTube known as Charlie Veach, the one who states he has 3 bodyguards, yet none of them hold SIA badges, which is what you need to be a bodyguard. And when was the last time you saw a bodyguard dressed in a gym vest? One of these so-called bodyguards, named as Only Fred, whose name is believed to be Fred Willis, is an ex-UFC fighter. Therefore, nowhere near a bodyguard, but more of a thug. Then there is another activist, known as Katie Hopkins, who also pushes an agenda against migrants and Muslims, only then to be discovered as being a member of Israel and also a Zionist. But like all of these activists, they all have certain things in common, whether it's being pro-Israel, being Jewish, a Zionist, pushing the agenda of Christians against Muslims, or using a pseudonym or alias name to protect their identity. This goes as far as Andrew Tate, real name Emery Andrew Tate, or even Greta Thunberg, who in reality is related to the Rothschild family and the great-great-granddaughter of Lionel Rothschild. And with the online safety bill that has been rolled out in the UK just days ago, it seems now that this isn't a case of being silenced for what your opinions are, but maybe more about your opinions against these people. If there is anything I can take away positive from this video and whole experience, is to make you aware and to inform you to go and have a read of the very book that's shown in front of you. Once you do, it will explain a lot, especially in society and with regards to the government and Keir Starmer. Just to make myself very clear, I am no way targeting
Why isn't the
any
government
form of
focusing on that? Why are they
individual,
focusing about
group,
me
members of
using a
society,
phrase like
or
fighting
religion.
age males?
Well,
As
I mean,
someone of mixed
look,
race skin
clearly there is
myself,
racism
I have
online, and
encountered
racist
racism
content,
enough myself to know
Islamophobic and
that it's not
anti-Semitic
very nice
content
to
should
be
be
on the
called out.
receiving end. But once you realise who these people are, how they're connected, and the same people that they all work for, it then becomes clear that the online safety bill is nothing about protecting children, but more about silencing people with an opinion. This is sold to the public as in a sense of stopping Islamophobia. But if that is the case, then why would you mention the word anti-Semitic? And also the fact that it states in their own Jewish Bible that the idea is to keep the Christians and Muslims fighting amongst themselves, because the day that they reunite and join together is the day that it's game over for the Jewish people. Maybe it's just a coincidence. And sometimes if you want to find the real truth, you have to scratch a little bit more than just the surface.
Now, listen lads, right? I've got a massive demo on the 13th of September. It's costing an absolute fortune. And every f***er says you fund me anyway, right? Because I wore a Mossad t-shirt when I was in Israel, which means you fund me. So, seeing as everyone says it anyway, and I get a load of for it, I don't really care. Get your f***ing wallet out and help us out, right? We're going to have the biggest free speech festival London's ever seen. People come from all around the world. The whole world's going to watch it. I'll do a little Mossad tribute. I'll wear my Mossad t-shirt. I need you to pay, or help us pay. We've got some mad fees coming in for this event. So, Mossad, please pay for our demo.
And after all of that, if people are still quick enough to jump to the defence of Tommy Robinson and play it down as a minor, maybe they should check out this documentary that's shown in front of you. Don't forget to smash subscribe, smash the like button as well. Take care of yourselves, and I'll see you in the next video.